Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero, and we're back again talking about some more Rippaverse attractors. Of course, today's big spot is going to be that Big Daddy guy who swears up and down that he can write better than Eric July, and that Eric July is a grifter, and this is all a scam, and he could do it better than Eric, and that Eric doesn't need a warehouse. Yet, I ask you, where are your millions? Where are your millions? Where's your big comic venture? Where's your big idea? Where's your big business venture? Oh, yeah, it's nowhere to be found because all you know how to do is talk a bunch of noise on the internet rather than actually working on something that you claim that you can do better than Eric. But as always, we're going to start with the Rippaverse store. You can always pre order your Rippaverse Comics hoodie, get your short box, get your posters, your comics, your shirts, your hats, etc., etc. Now, of course, I'm going to address this. Yes, people are going around saying, well, it was advertised as ISOM cover B and cover A were not going to be no longer available after the campaign ends. Well, considering that Eric sells books after campaigns end, and that's the thing that people like to use as a metric, they always like to look at the campaigns themselves and say, well, he only sold this many, meanwhile, the book is still selling after campaigns end. Those covers are never going to be printed again, so obviously he overprinted, which is never a bad thing with Eric. He always sells out of this stuff, and he's going to continue to sell his product until it no longer is available. So he'll just continue to sell those covers until they're out of stock and they will never be printed ever again. And as always, I'm going to continue to show Blade Devil 2 because I don't really care if anyone calls me a shill for showing this book. I feel like this book is going to be a massive success. It's already doing better than Vito's Super Killer, and his Super Killer book has been out for much longer, and I'm pretty sure it'll be out before Vito's garbage Super Killer. Yes, I'm gonna call it garbage because apparently we get to call things garbage now. It's in comics because we don't read them, but then we get to call things trash. So of course, Blade Devil 2 is sitting at $88,143, 869 backers with 49 days left to go. Pretty sure from what I heard, I remember correctly, I say this all the time, but it's because I get new subscribers all the time, and I thank you for hitting the subscribe button. This book was 90 to 95% complete before it was launched on Indiegogo, and it will be starting shipment shortly after the 41 days, because it's a 60-day campaign, but when this is over, it'll be shortly shipping out. There are multiple covers you can get. You can get your Summer Limited cover, you can get your cover A, cover B, cover C, etc., etc. We'll go through some of the artwork if you're into the anime, Bobs and Booty. Got it all here for you. Great artwork and by Toxic Man Baby, and a story written by Raging Golden Eagle. 69 pages of story, 2 supplemental stories are included in this book. Kind of hoping for another bestiary. That'd be cool. If there's any new monsters that come out of this book, it'd be cool if you have a bestiary. That'd be awesome. You have your cover A's with your Ashiara cards, your cover B's with your Luna cards, your Not Safe for Work Luna cover with your Night Ashiara card, your Limited Summer Wraparound cover with your Barrel Shota card, and your Rain card if you sign up for the pre-launch and back the physical perk, because you can actually get this book digitally. You can also get your mouse pads of Luna and Ashiara. You can get your pillow covers, which have both a safe for work and not safe for work. You have Rain, you have Luna, and you have Ashiara herself. Of course, the only current stretch goal right now is you get this Luna exposed art print, and it looks like foil covers for your first edition printings if you hit 100,000. So let's get this campaign to 100,000 because the foil covers look absolutely fantastic. When I talk about this book again, probably in a different video, I will bring along my Blade Devil book, my first Blade Devil book, and show you how nice those foil covers actually look. They look amazing. You can either back this and get an add-on with Blade Devil 1, or you can go over to Sick Fox Studios Unlimited campaign on Indiegogo and get your book earlier. It will be, of course, a damaged copy, but you'll always get the book earlier. You can get covers A, B, or C. Jumping over to the Rippaverse Goalposts Twitter account. Of course, like I said, our main person, probably our only person in this video is going to be Big Daddy, because apparently, again, he thinks he knows everything about how running a business works, writing a comic works, even though he has nothing to show for it, no portfolio to show for it, and just likes to talk about shit. So we're going to go through a bunch of videos that we got here from the Rippaverse Goalposts Twitter account, starting with this one that says, Eric July will be ordered to stand down and cease all printing and production of anything ISOM related. That means he's going to have to destroy all the copies of the comic, which is not going to happen. You're just of course over exaggerating because that's what you do. Let's get into the first clip.
Over the fucking name. He's going to have to change it too, like I said. I really can't see the church capitulating on this. Now, I've said this before.
It's going to be very interesting when he doesn't have to change the name, and I see all these weirdos online who wanted this supposed trademark lawsuit to go through, and he'll have to change the name supposedly according to them. I can't wait till it doesn't actually happen. Nothing really happens except for a simple misunderstanding, and everyone like him and Frogboy cry about it. I'll be here to cover it.
Life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. Now, Eric July doesn't realize it, but he has actually been given a blessing in disguise with this whole thing. Now, when it eventually happens and he's ordered to stand down and cease all printing and production of anything ISOM related, that means...
Which is not going to happen because you're a dumbass.
Means he's going to have to destroy all of the copies of the comic book, which means it's going to make the comic book actually rise in value.
The comic has already risen in value. Anyone with 2 eyes can see that. Only the detractors are the only ones that cannot see that. I've gone and showed plenty of times in plenty of my previous videos, you can go ahead and watch them, plenty of times where I've showed how much books have sold, somewhere between 2 to 3 to 4 times as much as they were originally sold for. It's not a problem right now, and it never will be.
So that's one silver lining. And another silver lining is, I mean, really, it's kind of a stupid, shitty name. It was never really used in the comic. He can rebrand is what he can do. He's been given a fucking blessing in disguise. He doesn't understand it or realize it, though.
He's not going to rebrand because he's not going to have to rebrand because nothing's going to happen with this lawsuit. It's already been said multiple times by people like Nick Ricada that the ministry really has nothing. And again, it's an acronym versus a character's name. There's no one is getting that confused. No one's getting their merchandise confused with the actual Rippaverse merchandise. Not anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together would get that mixed up at all.
Because he's too stupid. I mean, hell, if he was clever enough, he could actually write it into the comic. Since Avery was retired for so long, like what happened was, let's just call them the International School of Minstrels. They're like a music school that has music schools all around the globe.
That sounds dumb. And sounds very gay. Just stop. Stop.
They're international. Anyway, they end up trademarking the name ISOM. So what happens is Avery gets a cease and desist in the fucking mail, says he can't use the name anymore. So what happens is...
Remember, this is Big Brain Big Daddy who swears up and down that he can come up with a better story for an Eric July comic, for a Rippaverse comic, and this is what he comes up with. This is very terrible. Just stop. This is further proof that the haters and detractors don't know anything that they're talking about. They just spew out a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of garbage, and they just expect people to just take it at face value from people that we never should take serious. We should just mock, shame, laugh, and monetize them.
Avery decides to completely rebrand, call himself something different, but at the same time he goes back to the tailor and he gets himself a new suit. And this is where it really comes in. You change the fucking name of your superhero and you give him a better suit. That's what you do. He's been given a blessing in disguise.
Giving him a better suit. Yeah, sounds like an opinion. Again, the suit has already been explained by Eric himself that it was made simplistic for a reason. So it's easier to be drawn, easier to cosplay. He's already planned ahead with this stuff. So please stop giving advice to people who know more about the business know more about the creative side than you do. Because clearly, if you were so smart and so creative and so business savvy, you'd be able to do it yourself.
Guys. But he's too stupid. He's too fucking stupid. He's not gonna take the lemons and turn it into lemonade. Yeah, you call him something. Call him something cool. I don't know. Fucking, you gotta have some sort of a contest with your fans. You know, whoever comes up with the best name. Or I don't know.
Yeah, again, more stupid ideas from stupid people. Now I'm sure I'll have one dude in my comments who is saying I'm the dumb one, and I call everyone else dumb. It really shows how dumb I am. Well, newsflash for you, I don't really care what your opinion is. You're not a viewer of mine. You are a troll, and you will be monetized at some point. Next clip. I will destroy Eric July in a debate. If I ever debated him, because I have several silver bullet questions that would completely end him in front of his audience. Yeah, because you know how many times somebody has said some nonsense like that before and didn't work? You're not an exception, buddy.
Just respect, and it's spelt wrong, obviously, because Eric July can't spell. Oh my god, that's what you call him.
Oh my god, big bad Eric July apparently can't spell. I better sell all my ISOM comics.
Respect. That's his new name. And give him a suit that's like, you get rid of that orange color. You make it more darker, more black. Maybe you actually give him a mask and some gloves. He pops back onto the scene. He goes to Darren's club, beats the fuck out of everybody. Beats the fuck out of Darren. But Darren doesn't know who it is. Who be you? Respect.
Dude, you are such a moron. Again, if you have these supposed clever ideas, why aren't you making your own comic? That's probably AI, by the way. I'm just saying. I don't know if it is or it isn't. I can't confirm that. But if you, again, if you can come up with these ideas, you can do your own comic book. But remember, these are the people who have no creative bones in their body, claim to have those said creative bones in their body and business savvy, and yet they don't choose to make their own stuff. They choose to critique and supposedly criticize other people's work.
Man, I don't know who that nigga is, but I best respect him.
And of course, can't go a day without someone saying the N word. Like I say, for YouTube, I am commentating on someone who is using words that I will never be saying. It is not me saying them, it is somebody else that I am commentating on.
Respect. Yeah. I'd actually read that fucking comic. This black guy just going around beating the fuck out of people.
So he just admitted in 4K that he never read the comic. Good job, buddy. Good job for exposing yourself and letting everyone know that you didn't actually read the comic. Oh, that's a comic I actually read, so you didn't read the comic. So, again, continue to expose yourself. You're supposedly ripping on the Rippaverse, yet you just exposed yourself that you never even read the book. And the weird thing is you keep on tagging Eric like he gives a goddamn fuck about you and what you're actually saying.
Who don't respect him. He's wearing a mask and shit. Yeah, that's the paradox of ISOM as a character. This is why
ISOM.
I would destroy Eric July if I ever debated him, because I have several silver bullet questions that will just completely just end him in front of his audience. And one of the silver bullet questions is, now it's obvious to everybody that's been reading this and watching. It's obvious to everybody that ISOM has a secret identity. Nobody's supposed to know who this guy is. But at the same time,
and pretty much really no one knows who he is.
He's not wearing a mask? It's paradoxical. You can't have a secret identity and also not have a mask. But
Superman doesn't wear a mask. Wow, narrative shattered. Holy crap. It took me 2 seconds to just completely destroy your narrative. Superman doesn't wear a mask. But somehow nobody knows that he's Clark Kent. Remember, nobody knows he's Clark Kent. Meanwhile, he does not wear a mask when he fights crime. Green Lantern John Stewart doesn't wear a mask. Yet no one knows that he's Green Lantern. Wow. You're retarded.
Eric July doesn't understand this or realize it because he's too stupid. It's like your high school buddy, Darren, like it didn't recognize you on TV fighting crime and shit. Like, hey, that's my buddy Avery Silman from high school. Well, it looks like he did make something of his life. He's the superhero known as ISOM. Like, no, he's supposed to have a secret identity. Nobody's supposed to know who he is. This has been established. But at the same time,
again, I just told you 2 superheroes that do not wear masks when they fight, and yet no one knows who they are.
he doesn't wear a mask. It's paradoxical. It doesn't make sense. It's bad writing is what it is. You cannot have a secret identity and also not wear a mask.
Yeah, okay. Because like I just said, Superman and Green Lantern don't have masks when they fight crime, yet no one knows that they're Clark Kent and John Stewart. Okay. Anyway, you're dumb. Next clip and the last clip. So he says Eric July is so egotistical that he thinks ISOM is going to be a major motion picture at some point. Well, yeah. Movie companies want the audience to see superheroes' face. That's why ISOM doesn't have a mask, so Eric doesn't have to worry about writing that out. I mean, Eric July doesn't have to worry about movie companies at all. He is going to be the movie company. And hence, Rippaverse Studios. He's going to be the movie company. So he doesn't have to worry if whether or not it's going to be a motion picture. He's the only one that has to worry about it because he's going to be the one funding it. He doesn't have to be concerned with a movie company that's not his not funding it. That's what happened with George Lucas. He took his movie Star Wars to a film company. They didn't want to do it, so he said, fuck it, I'm making Lucasfilm and I'll do it myself. That's pretty much what he's going to end up doing.
At some point, somebody is going to figure out who the fuck you are. So unless you're just so basic bitch that you look like everybody else and you're just like such a milquetoast superhero that you specialize in saving cats.
I mean, Clark Kent wore glasses to protect his secret identity from Lois Lane, and somehow she still found out that it's Superman. Wow. Make it make sense, bud. Again, you are so supposedly talented in your writing skills and your writing abilities. Why don't you write your own book? Oh, wait, you're not really that smart. You're not really as smart as you think you are.
It's from trees or something that no super villains are even going to want to bother to even know who the fuck you are. At some point, somebody's going to figure out who you are. Yeah, I had thought in the back of my mind, this motherfucker is so egotistical, so full of himself, that he thinks this is going to be a major motion picture at some point. This is going to be a movie. And anybody knows superhero movies knows that movie companies would rather have the actor see their face or whatever because they're paying them a lot of the money or whatever. So they want.
That really only became a recent thing in the MCU. That wasn't always the case. We didn't have Tobey Maguire taking his mask off every 5 seconds when he played Spider-Man. Just saying.
The audience to see their face. So in order to just get around the whole him not having a mask and taking the mask off like Spider-Man and Iron Man and all that shit, let's just have him not have a mask at all. So when
Iron Man didn't have a mask, Iron Man had a suit.
the movies eventually made, we ain't going to have to worry about writing that out. I almost guarantee you that's the whole reason why he doesn't have a mask, because he thought a movie was going to be made at some point.
He probably doesn't have a mask because he wanted a simplistic design for his character's costume, you dumbass. Again, these are things that Eric has talked about in multiple videos. Basic fucking research is lost on retarded people like this guy. Basic research is lost on stupid people trying to critique people's artistic vision.
Putting the cart before the horse. But in doing so, it's bad writing is what it is. I mean, you guys do understand that and see my point of view, right? You cannot.
Who's you guys? Who are you talking to? Because for the most part, you seem to be talking to yourself because your sub count doesn't grow. Who are you talking to? Like yourself and one person? Like who are you guys? Who are you talking to?
Have a secret identity and also not have a mask. Because at some point, somebody's going to figure out who the fuck you are. Hell, look at certain facial recognition software we got nowadays, PIM eyes. Yeah, the bottom line is the International School of Ministry is suing this motherfucker. It's a blessing in disguise
In reality, you're just dumb.
because it gives him a chance to rebrand his fucking comic, and it also gives the comic that's currently created a chance to rise in value when it's eventually ordered to be destroyed. Is that what's going to happen? I mean, I was kind of half-assed.
No, it's not going to happen. And if you honestly think that that's going to happen, you're a dumbass, and I can't help you. If you honestly think that this bullcrap trademark lawsuit that he's going through is going to actually be anything of substance, and it's already been said by credible people that it's a nothing burger, you're a dumbass. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. You're not very smart.
Joking around, but all of the unsold copies of ISOM may very well end up in that goddamn in the same landfill as the ET video game. Anybody?
It definitely won't. By the way, you put cover B of ISOM 1 here. It's not going to end up in the landfill because there are no extra copies, you dumbass. There's no extra copies being sold. And then you put ISOM 2 cover A. Like what are you even trying to say? You're trying to be smart. You're trying to sound smart in front of no audience. And all you're making yourself do is sound dumb. And you're wasting your money on StreamYard trying to make yourself seem smart.
You remember that? The infamous ET video game? Sipping on gin and juice.
Sipping on retardation. Anyway, that's all I have to cover for this today. It seems like this is the main person that wants to talk crap today. So we're just going to stick with that. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content. Tomorrow will be episode 1 of Nostalgia Bay, my new podcast I'm trying to see if I can start up. We'll be talking about Final Fantasy, and of course, as the weeks go on, we'll be talking about other things, probably like Terminator, Alien, some anime stuff, old school films, old school franchises. We're just going to talk about it, put something positive back on the internet, that besides these videos that people enjoy, these videos won't end. But I will say, if you want to support further, of course you can hit the join button that's underneath the video. For $1 a month, you become a member on the channel. You get emotes. You'll get badges. I'll put the badges and emotes up, of course. You can always super thanks on the video. And of course, none of that is ever obligated. I just appreciate you guys watching the videos and all the new people subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy the video, hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you get notifications anytime I post a new video or live stream. And I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.